Loading Up Podcast. Game on.
Perfect.
Welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Producer J, along with my other co-host, Brother Zay. What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Having
Playing
fun
these-
playing games.
Playing these games, right?
Yes, exactly.
Before we get into all that we got this week, we want to remind you that if you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. That will definitely help us out, reach more people. If you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you can rate us and share us with all of your friends and family and all that stuff, because we just want to reach more people. We wanna share the love is what we want to do. So another way you can help us is if you check the links in our description to our sponsors, which is W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. If you click the links, you can save some money off of subscriptions, some purchases, all that good stuff. You can check it out. We greatly appreciate it. And we thank our sponsors for helping us, and thank you for helping our sponsors help us. With that being said, Brother Zay, Brother Zay, what have you been playing?
Oh man, a lot. So as you see, if you're watching on YouTube, I recorded some of my beta access to Rematch, which is a soccer game, and it is a lot of fun. I've been playing the beta since I played the alpha, but I couldn't record that. But this time it's the beta, and I was able to record. So we got some of that footage for you. Having a lot of fun. You'll see me get some goals. You'll see me lose a bunch of games, because it is a team-based game. You do have to work with your team. Brother Matt was playing with me in some of the games. You'll see him join up in there later. It is a lot of fun. And I play a lot of Rocket League, so going from Rocket League to this, it feels good, and I can't wait for the game to release. I believe it's coming out in a few weeks on Game Pass, so if you got Game Pass, you can check it out.
Yeah, no, it's coming to Game Pass very soon.
Yeah, very soon. Of course, the new season of Call of Duty came out, so I've been jumping into that. I was playing that, got the Battle Pass, of course, because I have the points to get the COD points to get it, so it wasn't like out of pocket. It was pretty cool, pretty good.
I want to ask you, because sorry, I just because I was also playing some Call of Duty a little while ago.
Okay.
And I hadn't been playing it recently just because the last season it was kind of like whatever, like I wasn't really feeling anything, so nothing really hooked me into it. So now I wanted to jump back in, and I see the new season, and like, so with the battle pass, the main selling point obviously is the skins, but I don't know, the skins are not doing it for me. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like, I felt like the season 2, so the season 1 I got the Black Cell because it was Game Pass, you know, you get the bundle or whatever for like $30, whatever. But and then the second season, it was actually pretty cool too. Like, I like the skins in there too. But then the last 2 seasons, like, I don't know, the skins just don't seem like something that I would like. And then like all the skins that are in the store, it
hasn't been great. Yeah,
they're stoner based. Like, they freaking had freaking Seth Rogen recently. Like, I don't know, what do you think about that? Because it's not speaking to me.
So for me, it's not about the skins. I don't get the season passes or the battle passes because of a cool skin. They have in the battle passes new weapons that are in there. For me, that's what it's about. I like to get the battle passes so I can get the new weapons, because those new weapons are obviously the new meta. Because if you go, like, there has websites you could go, like I think it's like GG Warzone stats or something like that, and you can search up the new metas per game mode, where it's Resurgence or Warzone, and every single season those weapons that are in the battle pass are the new metas. So that's why I get it not because of the skins, because the skins are whatever. I'll get skins if I really like it, but the weapons for me is where the meat of it is at, because that's why I'm shooting with the gun. I'm not shooting with the skin. I don't even see the skin. The skin other people see. So it's like I don't pay attention to the skin too much. For me, it's about that weapon that I need.
Okay, that's a fair point. I
Yeah,
don't know. For me, I like the skins because like,
of course.
I don't know. I'm a
I
skin
mean,
person.
I get skins too. Like I got the Ninja Turtle skin. I got Leonardo. You know, I've gotten the Terminator stuff, and not the T1000, but I got other stuff. You know, so
Right.
I do get skins if I really like it. I'll get a skin, no problem. But
I
that's not the main focus for me on the battle pass.
okay. So I mean, yeah, then maybe it's just I mean it speaks, to different people for different reasons. But for me, I don't know. I haven't really felt the need to like I could get it. I have like you. I have enough COD points at least
Yeah,
to pay for like the majority of it.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's like
And
it's
that's
I don't know.
fine. You don't have to. Battle Pass is optional. You don't need to get it. You can still unlock the weapons in different ways after the season's over or whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
it's all about if you don't like the skins, then don't get the Battle Pass. Just play the game. Because either way, the game's still fun to play.
Right.
You know, so that's why I continue playing. We're actually discussing this last night with a group that I was playing with. How long have we played Call of Duty? And I played Call of Duty for like a total of 29 days. And they were
Hey,
like, "Oh, I played for 36 days." It's like, "Holy crap."
I'm probably like on like 7 maybe.
I mean, honestly, this is probably the Call of Duty we played the most. But I think it has both Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 6 in it. You know, it has like
Yeah.
has everything because it's all now one game with the whole one
Yeah,
Call of
the
Duty
COD
thing.
HQ and stuff, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that's all. It all lumped it all together. But still, we were just talking about how much we play the game, and obviously it's a lot, you know. And one of our buddies like, "Dang, how do you have time to play this?" I said, hold up, what are you doing when you're not playing the game? He's like, "Oh, I'm watching TikTok." I say, "Okay, well, I just don't watch TikTok that much. You know, I play more games than you do. You know." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, but you got a job." It's like, "Yeah, so do you, but you watch TikTok this many hours. You know, it's the same thing."
Yeah,
But
that's true.
it's just a different medium, That's all it is. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's ultimately that's what I've been playing. Been playing Call of Duty, Rematch, and we talked about how I finished Expedition 33 last time.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. I'm sort of like in between games right now because I usually wait for the new month to kind of start a game. But I did start on Metaphor Refantasio since that dropped on Game Pass, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
which is awesome. So far, so good. I'm enjoying the story, what I've made it up to so far, and I'm like, okay, I can see why people really like this. So, making progress in that, and that's what I've been playing.
Nice. Nice. I've still been playing the same games, like I'm a slow gamer. I'm still working on Clair Obscur. I'm still working on my WWE game. I'm trying to do the story mode because I don't know, for whatever reason I took forever to get started on that because I was doing like everything else.
Yeah.
And like I want to be done with it so that way like I won't feel bad if I play other games. That's the thing too. Like I feel bad if I don't finish a game, but then it's just like I got so many games that I started and just never finished, and I feel bad for all of them.
But
But
that's okay. You play the game you want.
right,
Don't feel bad because a game sat in your backlog or you started a game and you didn't finish it. You probably didn't finish it for a reason, and you went on to something that you did finish or you did start. Who cares? First of all, it's your games.
you're
It's your
right,
money. Play at the pace. Play at your own pace.
right. That's very true. And it doesn't help that I don't know for whatever reason, and you know what? It's probably your fault because
Ow.
I've been seeing so much stuff related to Kingdom Hearts on like so just social media in general, not even just TikTok, just like Instagram and just all this stuff. And I'm just like, why? Why do you want the universe wants me to play this series all over again?
Well, they
And-
did. They did show early screenshots
yeah,
of
they
Kingdom
did.
Hearts 4, so I had to send that to you, and so it
Yes, you
probably
did.
is my fault. I'll
But
take
even
full
before that, you
responsibility.
you were sending me stuff regarding Kingdom Hearts all the time.
Yes,
So
yes, I am. I clearly am the problem,
no,
not you who doesn't finish the games. No, I'm kidding.
it's all good.
But no, it's okay. Listen, you gotta play what you play. That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of skins we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
uh I jumped back into Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
because they have the Star Wars,
Yes, they
theme
have
going
Star
on
Wars.
this season. And I got it's not the Mando skin, but it's the Mandalorian
Oh
skin,
yeah,
which
the
is
Mando skin that
yeah,
you can customize.
it's highly customized. So at first when I saw it, I was just like, oh, it's just, regular skin. It's a Mandalorian. It was cool. Maybe I'll get it. But then I saw that you can like really customize it, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, that is actually pretty cool. So I had to get it, because I
Definitely.
complained that I couldn't get the Mando skin. They locked it behind the battle pass forever, and once I saw that it was coming up, I got on and I freaking had to update Fortnite because it was freaking forever since I played it. But yeah, I got it and it looks
Nice.
so cool.
It is a
Like,
really cool skin. Brother Matt got it. The night it came out. Literally, it came out at 8 p.m. He was on 8 p.m. getting the skin.
damn, wasted no time.
No time. Yeah, I was playing Fortnite with him the other day when he got the skin. So the skin is really cool.
Yeah, no, I like that you can custom, and they should do that more often with skins. Like, it's one thing to have, like the base skin and then like maybe some alterations or whatever, but let us customize it. Let us change the colors. Let us put logos and stuff like that. Like that, I feel like that's the next step for skins, not just in Fortnite, but in like other games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, let people customize the skin. If you're not gonna let us use custom characters, at least let us customize the characters that they do have. And I'm sure it's like a licensing thing. They got to get permission to do all that stuff. But that's not my problem. I don't care. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Do what you gotta
Yeah.
do.
But
So
yeah, I was
fun.
playing that. I was actually gonna play. I was gonna play with my kids because we just spoke about, or did we bring it up? Or maybe we did, that Fortnite is back on iOS. But apparently it's not. It doesn't support certain iOS devices, which is normal. So one of my sons, he has like an older iPad, so it's a new, like it's a newer version, or it's a new iPad, but it's an older version. If that makes sense.
Like the software?
Well, so it, how they have different versions of the iPad, like they have the different screen sizes and stuff like that. So the one he has is it still has the lightning port. But it was
Oof.
like the last one to have that
Yeah,
before
yeah.
they changed over. And then so but it's new. Like it's brand new. I think it was the 2024 version or maybe 2023. So like it's still relatively new, but it's the older version, you know? And I
Yeah.
bought it, I mean, obviously I bought it new. But yeah, his iPad doesn't support Fortnite.
Well, can't one of them play on the Switch?
I mean, they could, but I don't want to play on the Switch.
Well, what about you on the PC?
So,
Them
all right.
on the
No, no, no.
consoles,
So here's the where what we've been doing before.
Okay.
So thankfully, because of Xbox, you can stream Fortnite to a tablet. This was when they took Fortnite off the Apple Store,
Oh yeah.
and it was through Xbox that you can play it. So that's how we've been playing it, and it surprisingly runs well. Like when we play and he's playing, like we connect the controller to his iPad, he streams the game. Literally could not tell the difference, at least
That's
while
good.
we're playing. And yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to continue that. But yeah, so we may play later because he said he wanted to play when my wife got home. So, but
Nice.
yeah, so I've been playing that. Obviously, more Baldur's Gate. Still going through that. We're
Yeah.
almost done with Act 2. I feel like we're almost
Ooh.
done.
Where'd you get up to?
We got, so I mean, I took your advice and explore everywhere. We searched everywhere in the Shadow Curse lands and stuff like that. Made sure we checked every nook and cranny
Good.
to make sure we didn't miss anything. And we finally made it to Moonrise Towers because
Okay.
that's where everything seemed to like culminate,
Yes. Yes.
So we went into the battle, or we got like right before the battle, and I didn't realize like how much it was gonna be. Like it's a big battle. Just the first one. I'm sure there's more, but this one was just on the first floor, and
Oh yeah,
it's
that
tough.
first battle is no joke.
It is tough, and what what pissed me off, and thankfully we saved like right before we got to the area, so that way we can go back. What pissed me off is because at first we saved right at the door before you go into the battle,
Okay.
and just be like, oh, if we lose, we'll just respawn there. This where I saved is like right when the people start going in. So there's no way I can avoid it. So like once they
Oh,
go
yeah.
in, the battle starts, and it's just like I can't save them, because before I was gonna be, oh, we lost, let's go back, maybe we could find, because there's another way you can go in, like, oh, maybe we can go in through the back or whatever. But yeah, no, there's no stopping them. They go in just to die.
No, I think for that particular part of the game, there's no way else you can go in. You have to go in through the front door.
No, so there's a side entrance that you can go, and you go in through, I guess it's like a back way or whatever. The problem is that there's other enemies in the back area that you have to take out. If you don't take them out, like if you don't go that way, you got to fight them anyway. They come into the battle like midway through.
Yeah.
So we were trying to see, oh, maybe if we take them out first, then we can it might be easier, so that way we're not fighting brand new enemies halfway through the battle. But it's such a tight area and small, and there's not much more room for like movement or anything like that. So we constantly get trapped, and they put it's like a black hole move where it slows everybody down, and then you can't see. So it's rough. It's rough.
My advice to you is you gotta use that space to your advantage. Have them come to you. Put up like something like walls of fire or walls of stone. Some magic ability where it would, if they go through it, they'll get hurt and damaged. So it's easier fight to do.
The problem
funneling them in will help.
Yeah, the problem we're seeing is that if we go, so like I can turn invisible because I'm a rogue and I have one of the abilities when I leveled up to get invisibility.
Yeah.
I can go invisible and then like kind of like flank them. The problem is they'll just all go towards me, and then I die. I don't know what it is with the AI. They just attack me, like they just want me, and that's the problem. I don't want to. I mean, I guess I can be like, the scapegoat while they hit them from different areas, like from where they're at. But I don't know. We're still in the midst of it. We're trying to figure things out. So we'll get through it eventually. We've gotten through worse, but yeah, this is a tough battle.
It's not gonna be the last tough battle. So
oh, I know. Trust me, I know. And I think we're just trying to figure out what's the best strategy to go, because we just figured out that we can go the other way, and yeah, but other than that, that's what I've been playing, so
that's good. I love to hear the Baldur's Gate 3
updates.
They're great. They're great. I love them.
And I love giving them to you, because like that's I want to explain like everything, just because like it's been so long since the game is released, and I'm experienced for the first time. You've already experienced, a lot of people experienced, but it's just like, again, I said this last time, I can't believe I waited so long to play this game. Like,
I know, it's such a good game. It's such a good
game. And I was saying, we were talking, but like people online were talking about how, or they were asking, would you want a Larian created Knights of the Old Republic? Because that whole game, the remake, it's in development hell or whatever. And then somebody just floated the idea, what if Larian took it over? And I was like, hell yes. But I mean, honestly, I would take any Larian like sci-fi game, honestly. Like if it's like Mass Effect, like just in the atmosphere, it doesn't have to be the gameplay. It could be the same gameplay as Baldur's Gate, but just in sci-fi, space, all that stuff. That I would die. Like that's my dream game, honestly.
I could just imagine the story, because Larian, the writers over at Larian are fantastic. So I could just imagine it would be fantastic, a fantastic game.
Yeah, and it would be like right up where, because Larian said that they want to focus on original IP, just because having licensed IP is harder to work with. Baldur's Gate is is D&D, and Hasbro owns that, so it's harder to work with, that constraint. And people were saying that, oh, if they had Star Wars, like that's also a licensed IP, they would run into the same issues. But honestly, if they were to make like an original like sci-fi space game as like the same style as Baldur's Gate 3, like that'd be perfect. Like I don't see any downside to that, because they can have complete control over everything.
Yep.
But
That'll be great.
yeah, we'll see. Maybe in 2030.
Oh, no. It's too far.
I know. The games take forever these days.
They do. All right, I guess let's jump straight into some news, right? So we have some news out of Xbox. The Xbox first. This is from Windows Central, by Jez Corden. He writes an exclusive about how the Xbox first-party handheld has been sidelined for now, as Microsoft tries to double down on Project Keenan and Windows 11 PC gaming optimization. So the rumors were it was going to be a console and a handheld together for the next generation of Xbox hardware, and they've decided to sideline that handheld version of the Xbox for now to really come together and work on PC gaming optimization for Windows 11, which is, for me, it's a good thing, because a lot of people have issues with Windows 11, how it's optimized for games. So putting aside the handheld and the hardware to really focus on making the experience better today, I think is the right decision, instead of just pushing everything through and it be a mess upon release.
Yeah, I think ultimately the whole focus seems to be, at least right now, is surrounding the whole Xbox OS that has been rumored. They haven't really said that it's going to be called that, or that's what they're working on. But everything that they've been talking about and hinting at seems to be leading towards that. Especially now that SteamOS has officially released for other handhelds, and even you can install it on PC, right? I'm pretty sure you could. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. It's not just for handhelds. But yeah, the SteamOS is released. You can download it and install it on like your ROG Ally. I've seen that many people use that. We talked about it before. The whole point of the Xbox OS is to basically get Windows 11 up to snuff to compete with SteamOS. And in order to make sure that whenever that does launch, they have to set aside whatever plans they had for their dedicated Xbox handheld, and put it there, put it to the side, and focus all their attention on the Xbox OS and make sure, like you said, it runs flawlessly and doesn't have, like, it has very little bugs at launch. But what bugs me is that this is a rumor. It's a leak, rumor, whatever. It's not official. Microsoft Xbox did not announce anything regarding an official handheld made by them. So a lot of people misunderstood what this meant, and they assumed that this was Project Keenan, and they thought that this was being sidelined. And no, that's not the case. The Asus project partnership that they're working on is still set to release. They haven't they teased it, but they haven't released any information about it. I'm assuming it's going to be on the showcase. That makes the most sense to reveal it there, which is coming up next week. But yeah, they never said anything about a handheld made by them, and they never said that that's what they were going to do. We assume that that's what they're going to do, like the whole dedicated console and then a handheld as the lower powered version. But yeah, that's been sidelined. It still could very much release. We just don't know when or if they're gonna pursue it or what. So they basically this not everything's kind of up in the air, at least when it comes to that dedicated handheld. But the Asus handheld is still releasing. It's still coming out. Still gonna be released. We just gotta see how it runs. What is it actually like? What is the purpose of the device? Because a lot of people seem to assume that it's just Asus ROG Ally 2, and it's just gonna be the same thing, just with the Xbox button, and that's it. Like, I don't think that's the case. I feel like it has to be more than that. So we'll see. But anything as far as that dedicated handheld goes, I mean, it could still be on track to release whenever next gen comes. So right now, it doesn't really mean anything. It's being sidelined internally for now.
I think though, if it's being sidelined now, that maybe the handheld won't release, because like you said, you have the rise of SteamOS and how well it's been performing in the early stages. And then you have, Project Keenan, which is, like you said, their partnership. I think all of that, I think they should focus more on just keep optimizing Windows 11 for PC gaming, and focus on those, so that way you don't have to have a proprietary handheld that they waste money on potentially and won't see a profit for, and just come out with a truly next gen console for next generation, and not worry too much about a console and a handheld that's from Xbox themselves.
Yeah, honestly, it's really just gonna depend on how successful this Asus handheld is gonna be, because I think that's gonna be the the test to see if this handheld would even be viable for them. Because if
Yeah.
people aren't gonna buy it, even though like it's like a heavy partnership between Xbox and Asus. Like it's not just Xbox like how Xbox does this partnership with third parties where they'll just slap an Xbox logo on it and then call it
Yeah.
a day. Like, no, that's not what this is. At least I don't think that's what this is based on like everything that's been talked about. It's gonna be more deeper than that, and I think that's gonna be the real tell if a handheld is even worth it. If it's not, if this Asus handheld fails, or not fails, but if it doesn't catch on, then you're right. Like, why even waste energy and money and time to make a dedicated handheld when we already seen that people aren't interested in that? So it's really just gonna depend on how well this thing does.
Yeah. I mean, they also have to really focus on optimization, because
Yes.
people have a problem. Some people have problems with Windows 11 and gaming and how it's optimized now. So they really, especially with the PC app, the Xbox PC app. So them focusing on that is just a good thing for us as consumers.
Yeah, I think the main issue seems to be, at least for handhelds, is the battery. Like, it's very like you can get maybe an hour and a half running full power, and that's not a lot for people. Like, I mean, for me it's fine, just because I always carry my portable charger with me, but not everybody is able to do that. So there's even like custom upgrades to the battery that you can do, and even the ROG Ally X, the main and honestly I think the only upgrade that it had over the original ROG Ally was the battery. It really didn't change anything other than the color. It didn't change anything. It was just a bigger battery that ran for I think like 60% longer, something like that. But yeah, and then we talked about that the main upgrade, or the main benefit for using SteamOS over like Windows, is the battery. That it's more optimized for handheld gaming and can utilize the battery for much longer play sessions, which is what the main issue seems to be. So if Xbox can fine tune Windows and basically just get rid of the bloat. That's honestly all they need to do. Just get rid of the bloat, focus just on gaming, and like make it feel like an Xbox, like if you're using an official Xbox product, that's what people want. That's what people want in a handheld. They want as smooth and seamless of transition into like the games as possible. For me, it's not that big of a deal. Like it loads into Windows and then it loads into the Armory Crate, which is the Asus software that runs on top of Windows, and then like you could just choose your games there and then it launches. You rarely have to see the Windows start screen or anything like that, or your desktop. I mean, you do see it, but I think people don't want to see that. I think they just want to jump right into the game, turn on the device, press A, and start the game. That's all they want to do. So I think
buy an Xbox then.
well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like that's what they want these handhelds to be, just like an Xbox. Like the Xbox wants to, market their thing. Oh, this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Like make it feel like an Xbox then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna work on it, obviously, because they're sidelining it now, so they're working on it. And that's good for us.
I highly suspect that we're gonna see it at the June showcase next week. I don't see any other. I don't see any other place to reveal it. It doesn't make sense. Why would they wait this long?
You're talking about Project Keenan now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that would be big if they showcase it or show it off. We did get the leak a few weeks back where we saw kind of what it looked like.
Well,
so,
that was based off of like developer or dev kits and stuff like that. That's probably not going to be the final version.
No, of course not.
I hope not. But that shit was ugly. But
it was.
It was I mean, we talked about at the time. It probably feels great, but it looks ugly.
Yeah, we can't have an ugly handheld.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. Let's continue on. There's some good news. So a couple weeks ago, we reported on the CWA, Zenimax Workers United. We're in discussions with Microsoft to try and get a contract so they could work under a contract. They had threatened a strike, that if they didn't get a contract by a certain time, they would just go on strike. But we're happy to report that they have come to an agreement and have finally agreed with Microsoft to have a tentative contract. It's historic because like the first video game contract with QA testers at ZeniMax and Microsoft. It's the first contract that they've gotten to where they can have a say about AI in the workplace and fighting for significant wage increases and fair credit policies, and even protecting workers from retaliation. So they came to the agreement. They signed the agreement. Everybody agreed upon it. It's a big historic day, not just for the CWA, but for the industry at large. A small union of just 300 employees came together and fought Microsoft, and they won. They got the contract that they want, and that's huge.
Yes, this is very good news. Just for the reasons you said, like this is basically going to be the what is it called? Like the not case law, but like this is going to be the example that they set for other unions going forward. And
Definitely.
I hope this shows that unionization is viable in the gaming industry, especially now when we're seeing like the mass layoffs and studio closures, and we're going to get to another one in a little bit. But this is good news for all developers, and I just hope that this is a sign of things to come, and hopefully other developers will work together to form their own unions, because that's what we need. That's what these developers need, because there's too many uncertainties when it comes to game development, and it's causing a lot of issues in the industry. And we don't need more expendable developers. Like, we need them to be secured. We want them to have job security, so that way they can feel comfortable working on the games that they're gonna be working on for years to come, you know, instead of working on a game and then being laid off like right after it's done. Like that seems all too common. And I know this is just a QA thing, but it scales up. So uh this is really good, and I'm happy that they were able to do it, because I mean, it was touch and go there for a little bit. I thought it was gonna cause some issues.
I thought they were gonna go on strike.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about that too. But I'm glad Microsoft, they came to their senses and didn't let it get that far. So good on them, and good on the union workers.
Yes, great on them. And really, I hope developers take this, like you said, and be like, hey, listen, if they could go up against Microsoft, a $3 trillion company, the most profitable company out there for tech, if they could go up against Microsoft, you could win. We could win against, any
EA.
company. EA, exactly. We could win against EA.
Yeah, no, I hope this is a wake up call for a lot of people in the industry.
For sure. For sure. I mean, it will be. I think it will be. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is about Apple. Surprisingly, Apple is ready to replace Game Center with a more Xbox-like gaming app. Oh man, this is crazy. Apple plans to announce an app focused on video games for the iPhone, iPad, the Mac, and Apple TV at its worldwide developer conference. So this coming week. So the app will let you launch games you've installed on your devices and serve as a hub for things like achievements and even leaderboards. Um, it says here, Apple's expected to launch its gaming app alongside the next version of iOS this September. It will apparently replace Apple's Game Center, featuring editorial content and lets you access games also available on the App Store. So that's pretty big. Apple's pushing more into gaming, obviously. They're going to be having an app that's going to be just like the Xbox app. Having achievements and leaderboards is also something that's interesting, because you can't really see on the Xbox app on PC much of the achievements. It's hard to get to. It's weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
They really got to work on that. I mean, I think they are. They obviously want to optimize it better for the PC, which is what we talked about earlier. So Apple having this come out in September will probably force Xbox and Microsoft to innovate a little bit more with their PC app. This is probably why they want to focus heavily on optimizing the PC app.
Yeah, not just for PC, but also for like phones as well, because that seems to be where a big part of Microsoft's goals is to have that mobile store, which hasn't released yet. We don't know when that's coming out. I know they said there was some hurdles that prevented them from releasing it. They said it's ready, but I mean, I don't know all that stuff, but it is pretty interesting that Apple has decided to do this now, right after the whole ruling between them and Epic and stuff like that. Like, will Fortnite be supported in this? Like, I don't know. It just seems very weird. Like, and also, there's not much games. Like, I mean, I guess mobile games, if that, like, you want to call them. Not, I mean, they are games, but if you want to like, yeah, no, I was gonna say if you want to call them games, no, but they are games. But there's a lot, and I wonder if like, how is it gonna work where like you have to launch the app and then you launch the game? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of convoluted. I feel like this is more focused on, like you said, the Apple TV and on like Macs. I don't think this is more for like iPhone and iPads and stuff like that. It just seems like an extra step for no reason. But
yeah, it could be. But also in September is supposed to come out the new iPhone, so they're just rolling everything out all together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe what they'll do is, instead of having like a dedicated app for like the each individual game like on your home screen or whatever. They'll just have it in that app. Like if you want to play all your games, they're in the game app or whatever it's called. What you said, Game Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna be because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you even launch this? I'm assuming the people that play these mobile games and like they're not really they don't care about like achievements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they
No.
did, they would have like they would have played somewhere else. Like I don't know, but I mean it's a sign of things to come. Now, do you think this could be kind of like Apple's gateway into just like traditional gaming?
Like a console?
Maybe like an Apple TV, but like dedicated to gaming.
Are you putting out a prediction that Apple is bringing out a console?
No, I'm I'm not predicting it. I'm asking, do you think that it could happen? There's been rumors for years that
Yeah.
Apple was going to join the gaming industry and that they were going to buy up a bunch of studios and just get into gaming, but
Well,
it's never materialized, so I don't know.
so I will say that Apple has put a lot of money into their gaming sector, into their apps for gaming, and even, sort of like money had it. Resident Evil, was it like 2 or the 4
No, I
remake?
think it was 4, yeah.
Yeah, 4. It was 4. Putting it on the iPhones and stuff so you could run it on the brand new iPhones, and it was like a big deal. So they're definitely pushing toward a lot more gaming stuff. Whether they come out with a dedicated sort of like console or device that would basically be like an Xbox or a PlayStation, I'm not sure. But it wouldn't surprise me, and I know for sure the Apple heads will buy it.
I mean, yes. The thing I can't get around is like, so like you said, they money had it. Well, I don't say they money had it, but they supported games like full on AAA games
Yeah.
coming to iOS, like Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed. I think it was not Shadows, the one before that, the I forgot what it was called. The one that was more like
Valhalla?
not Valhalla, the one that was more traditional.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank. I know the name, but I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
remember that one though. That
yeah,
also released on iOS and a bunch of different a bunch of other games I believe as well. So like they had a little push, but they didn't sell that well.
yeah.
So and
I'm sorry.
granted,
Excuse me. It's Assassin's Creed Mirage, right?
Mirage, yes,
There you go.
that's
So I
the
had
one.
to get it out.
So yeah, they released them and they didn't really sell that much. So granted, playing game on a phone is not the best experience, especially if you're playing like with a touch screen. You would have to get like an attachment to get like controller support and stuff like that. But um, it's gonna be hard to sell that type of experience to that audience. Because I feel like, yeah, Apple heads will buy anything Apple related, but are they gamers though? I feel like a lot of people who support Apple or who buy Apple products aren't necessarily the same ones who would buy like an Xbox or PlayStation or a gaming PC. Like a lot of
So
them just buy the phone and then like that's it. Like that's the extent of their like technological life or whatever.
you may be right, but also like they do this with even headphones. They did the AirPod Maxes. Are they really studio quality? No, but people buy them just for, oh, it's Apple and it's a vibe. That's what I literally hear all the
Yeah.
time. They're like, oh, I got it because it's a vibe. But you could have spent
So you
$200
say
less and had better quality headphones.
so you're saying Apple's trying to make gaming a vibe.
I think all Apple products are a vibe because it's like whatever. Like you can get a Samsung that does exactly the same thing that Apple does for probably less and have a better experience, but it's not a vibe. So
Yeah, I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Apple
yeah,
because they know how to market. for as much flack as I give Apple, they know how to market this shit. Like, even if it's not for me, it's for the people that will buy it, and they will buy it. So maybe they could pull it off. I don't know. Time will
Yeah.
tell. We'll see once this thing releases and what it actually is. I don't think they're gonna release a console anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe a dedicated gaming Mac. I don't know. There's not many games available for Mac, but maybe that could change.
Yeah, definitely will. I think it will. All right, let's we'll move on because Twitch has announced that at TwitchCon Europe they're coming up with a lot of updates to their service for streamers. They're gonna roll out vertical streams as well as updated resolution for affiliates and partners. So I think right now you can only stream at like 720p, and they're gonna update it to I think it's 2K, which is awesome. Having better quality streams is good for the community. So
Yes.
they're releasing them out in beta, so people will get them slowly. But having different options to stream on one of the biggest streaming platforms that there is currently is really good for both partners, for affiliates, and for anybody who streams who's looking to become big. Having better quality streams will be really good.
Yes. And I also do appreciate the vertical aspect ratio support. I remember I want to say it was like maybe a decade ago, maybe even a little bit more than that, maybe like 15 years. I was like absolutely against vertical videos because there was no like support for it like on social media was just non-existent. So whenever you would upload like a video to YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, it just didn't support it. It would do the widescreen and then just crop out the rest of the video. So it would be widescreen and then like just all black and then the middle vertical area where the video was. And that was it. And it was so annoying. I hated it. And I will always tell people stop recording in vertical. Turn it sideways. Record in landscape. That's the way you're supposed to record. And even today I still I tend to record in landscape and stuff like that. But now that social media, every social media app supports it now. I started with TikTok and stuff like that. But now Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, and every media site that you can think of is now supporting it. Now I'm a little okay with vertical aspect ratio videos because now I'm able to view it properly on my phone on the app or whatever. So it's nice to see that Twitch is finally getting up to par with that. Hopefully other sites like YouTube can do that too for streaming because right now I think I don't think you can stream vertically in YouTube. I mean, you can, but only from your phone. I don't think you can do it from regular streaming or whatever. But yeah, so this is a good move and I like it. Also, obviously, you said the upgraded resolution and I'm assuming bit rate as well, because not a lot of people know that you can have high resolution, but if the bit rate is low, it's gonna look like shit. So higher bit rates make the difference. So yeah, this is good overall. I'm glad Twitch is finally implementing this stuff.
Yeah, definitely long overdue. Just having it only for people who were a big streamers and stuff was kind of kind of shitty.
It is, yeah.
So I'm glad that they're opening it more to more people. I mean, it is still very early. It's beta form. This was literally just announced today, early this morning. Today as in May 31st. So more news to come from that. See how well it runs on Twitch.
Yes.
All right, and it's one of the let's talk about Shohei Yoshida's comments on Xbox Game Pass. So the former head of PlayStation, Shuhei Yoshida, had some words about subscription services and how dangerous because he states big companies can dictate what games can be created. And based off what he said, I think he's absolutely wrong. He said some of his quotes about the games, about Game Pass in particular, he said if there's only if the only way for people to play games is through subscriptions, that's really dangerous because what type of games can be created will be dictated by the owner of the subscription service. And he continues to say that's really, really risky because there must always be fresh new ideas tried by small developers that create the next wave of development. But if these big companies dictate what games can be created, I don't think that will advance in the industry. And he also goes on to state that if the game is only in subscription services, how will they recoup development costs if they can't purchase them? So honestly, I think he doesn't understand Game Pass at all.
No.
Because like every game that comes out or comes on to Game Pass subscription service, you can purchase. Xbox, let's say Claire Obscure's Expedition 33 was just launched in Game Pass day one, but it did amazing in sales, sold millions of copies across all platforms. It did not, Game Pass obviously did not cannibalize sales, or it's not the only choice when it concerns playing the game. You can purchase the game on Xbox in the Xbox store if you want, no problem. But if you want to play it through your subscription service, you can. That's why they paid Sandbox for the exclusive access to have it on the service. So I don't think Shohei Yoshida understands Game Pass, or maybe he does and is just biased to the PlayStation because he's a former PlayStation executive.
Yeah, the whole thing with Shuhei Yoshida, like it's very weird because he was, let's just say, he was let go. He didn't step down, like he didn't decide to leave. He was basically ousted because, and he said himself, like he wanted to be in a higher position. He didn't agree with the whole live service push, and he was basically fighting an uphill battle. So they basically pushed him out because he was a detractor. And despite that, he's still like running defense for Sony. Like I don't get that. Like maybe he's just it's like Stockholm syndrome. Like maybe because he's all he knows is Sony, so he's just used to defending them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, like what you said before, like I don't think he knows what Game Pass is or how it works. Or maybe his only knowledge of Game Pass is what Sony has told him. Yeah. And they probably told him like, "Oh yeah, every game on Game Pass you can only get on Game Pass. It's exclusive." Like
also his knowledge of PlayStation Plus, because there are PlayStation Plus games that are only in the subscription service that you can't even purchase. So maybe he's thinking it's exactly like that, and he doesn't think and he thinks subscription models in general are bad. But that's not how Game Pass works.
No, it does not. Every game in Game Pass is available to purchase outside of Game Pass on Xbox. If it's available on other platforms, it's available there. It's still purchase. So it's like I don't get what he was trying to go. Like obviously, if what he said, like if what he believes was the truth, then I kind of see where he was coming from. Where like if you make a game exclusive to a subscription service, like Netflix does or Disney Plus or anything like that, like those shows and movies that release on those services are only available on those services. Maybe later on down the line they'll release like a collector's box set or something like that, but that's if it's successful. No, that's not what Game Pass does. Like you can still buy every game, every Xbox exclusive that has launched in there, that's gonna launch in there, you can buy separately outside of the service. It's not exclusive to Game Pass. So his entire argument makes no sense. But yeah, so I don't know where he was coming from for this one. I don't understand why he's still running defense for Sony. Like just talk shit. Like they let you go. They didn't let you go. They pushed you out. Like they didn't want you anymore. You don't have to talk good about them. You can, and he did. Well,
yeah, he did.
He didn't. He implied it. I remember he was in an interview. I think it was, who was he being interviewed by? Was it shit, what's his name? The former the God of the original creator of God of War. I forgot his name. Anyway, him. He was on an interview with him, and he was like,
Oh, David Jaffe?
David Jaffe. Yes, he was on a podcast with him, and he straight up asked him that, do you think that you were like other people were treated better on their way out compared to like how you were treated? And he didn't want to answer because he knew that he was mistreated on his way out, and he thought guys, and Jaffe name dropped Jim Ryan, and they freaking threw a celebration for him. They freaking had a whole like goodbye party. They gave cookies and cake and all this shit with his face on them, with his face on the cookies. And they gave him the send off of a lifetime, even though he freaking like drove Sony into the ground, not Sony, PlayStation into the ground that they had to build back up from and rectify all the wrongs that he did with live service. But he was treated better than Shu, and he couldn't even admit to it. He implied it. You could fill in the gaps and the blanks, but that's essentially what he was hinting at. That he was mistreated on his way out.
Yes, he did hint at that. But he did also say in the interview, he believes that Sony's approach to subscription is healthier. He says, not to overpromise and to allow people to spend money to buy the new games. After a couple of years, there won't be many people willing to buy those games at the initial price. So they'll be added to the subscription service later. There'll be more people to try in the time for the next game of the franchise to come out. So he's praising how Sony does it, like, or buy our game, then when nobody's playing it or buying it, they'll put it in the subscription service. So he's praising how Sony does it, but then saying it's dangerous for Game Pass because in Game Pass you get the games day and date.
Even though Xbox does the same thing with like other games, other big games that have released prior, with outside of Game Pass, get put into Game Pass.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. And then the healthier thing. Like, what is healthier? For who? For consumers? No.
For the business, for them.
It's healthier, for them, for the companies, for the corporations. Yes, it's healthier for them. Fuck the corporations. I don't care if it's healthier for them. That's their problem to figure out. They need to figure out how to make things work for them and the consumer. Yeah. That's the issue. You don't have to worry about, like, it's healthier for the industry. I don't care. Like, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You got to figure that out. If it's not healthy for you, make it healthy. But you have to make it healthy for everybody, or else it's not going to work.
Nah, they just want the money.
They just want the money. That's why they get away with everything.
Yeah.
Like like all the fanboys on Twitter. Oh, you gotta support the devs. You gotta support the devs. But then when it comes time to support the devs, they don't want to buy games.
It's true. Astrobot 2 is
Astrobot. Friggin' Doom. Look at Doom: The Dark Ages. It sold, what was it? Like 200K on PlayStation. What happened to supporting the devs? I thought you needed to support the devs. Oh, but if it's a PlayStation dev, you gotta support, right? That's why you gotta support it. I'm sorry.
No, I love the Sony hate. Oh man, Brother Tay will have a field day with us.
Yes, you would. You need to be here for this.
Let's get some more hate. This time from EA.
Oh
yeah. The details are being unearthed as we are reeling from the decision by EA to both shutter its studio Cliffhanger Games and cancel the Black Panther game it was developing. So the Black Panther game is canceled and Cliffhangers is closed. It was originally announced in 2023, and we had heard about the game for a while. But in an exclusive report to Bloomberg, we now know exactly why the game was canceled and the studio was closed. So Cliffhanger Games was started it was by ex-developers of Monolith, which they did create and work on Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, and of course Shadow of War. So the Nemesis system, which is from the Middle Earth games, was revolutionary. Basically, it was
Yes.
really great for games, and it was awesome for us to experience that system inside those games. But it was patented and locked away, and then destroyed by Warner Brothers. So because of that destruction, Cliffhanger Games were trying to recreate the Nemesis program, the Nemesis system, but differently in their own way, and it was taking a really long time to develop that system in a completely new way, a new fashion. And the game, Black Panther, the game was in pre-production for like 4 years, and it wasn't going anywhere. And EA just that's it, cut it off. It's done. They closed the studio, and this new system, the Nemesis sort of like remake system, is gone again.
That's honestly when that news came out, like that was so depressing because like the whole Nemesis system is it's one of those like sad stories that you hear about like in gaming. Like it was such an interesting idea, and the fact that like enemies in the game can remember you, and like if you didn't kill them they can show up later stronger and like have grudges and stuff, like that's something that hasn't really been done ever or before and then since, because they patented it, because they probably at the time thought that they can like license it out, and then they just never did anything with it for whatever reason. Yeah, no, this whole situation is just really like us. When they announced this, I was really hyped because the idea of a Black Panther game is like that sounds really good.
Just
And
premises that they were coming out with, where the enemies are going to be the scrolls. So how you can sort of see how the Nemesis system could work, where a scroll that's pretending to be your ally is leaving the battle so they could come back later stronger, and just they could have did so much for this. It's ridiculous.
yeah, there was so much potential for this, like after that we've seen or that we've heard from everything that's come out about it. Like there was so much potential for this game, but on the other hand, as much as I hate EA for doing this shit, like being in pre-production for 4 years is insane. That games like are in development for that time, like fully.
Yeah.
And to be in just pre-production for 4 years, and I get it, it's because of the whole like evolution to the Nemesis system. This is Warner Brothers' fault. If they didn't do the whole patenting thing, this would have never been an issue. Like they could have done it, they could have taken the Nemesis system and like retooled it to make it work for them. But no, they had to recreate it because in order to replicate it. Oh man, all this whole thing is a whole mess on all sides, and it just sucks, man. And honestly, maybe it wasn't all on EA. Maybe it was also pressure from Disney, because remember, this is a licensed IP. Maybe they had planned to probably have this game coincide with not potential. They are working on it, Black Panther 3. And to have like that's the whole point. Like you make the movie so you can sell the extra stuff. You can sell the toys, you can sell the games, you can sell the clothing, merchandise, all that stuff. That's why these movies exist, let's be honest. So maybe that was the plan, and then when they realized that that wasn't going to happen, because I'm pretty sure the next Black Panther is going to come out within the next couple years, that this game was never going to come out in the next couple years. If it was in pre-production for 4 years, yeah, there's no way they were going to have this out this generation. It was probably going to be the next generation. So I can see from that perspective, maybe there was a lot of pressure coming from Disney, where it's like, you got to get this game out at this point or whatever. But also, they do have another game that they're working on, which is that Black Panther Captain America game. So it's not like there's nothing coming out that can tie into the stuff, but still, a Black Panther centric game would have been amazing, especially if it was like kind of like Shadow or like Middle Earth Shadow of War or even Assassin's Creed, which I heard like it was gonna take some elements from. Yeah, this whole thing was just, it sucks, man.
It does. And what really sucks too is, besides the game not coming out and the Nemesis system, sort of revamped Nemesis system, now all the developers are just left hanging. They have to go look for work now because the whole studio.
Yeah, that too. I feel bad I didn't even mention that. Like, yeah, that whole aspect that the studio closed. Like that, they're not even gonna get another opportunity to make something else. Like they're just done. And this is what I was hinting at before about the whole unionization stuff. Like, this is why that needs to happen. This is why unions need to be more common in the gaming industry, because like I'm pretty sure Cliffhanger Games never even released anything. So it's like, what? Like, how are you gonna just close down a studio before they even get a chance to show what they can do? I don't know. It's just. This whole industry is just
Yeah, I know. It's disheartening. You know, you have studios closing, people losing their jobs. We're not getting, games are being canceled. You know, in a time where we're looking for more games to be released so we can play more games, just more games are being canceled. Also, like there are probably games that are being canceled we have no idea are coming out. You know, that we'll never see the light of day. We won't even know about it. So
I mean, all right. So it's one thing to cancel the game. It's another thing to close the studio. I think that's what it was. It's like the game cancellation and the studio closure. That was the whole like shitty aspect of things.
Yeah.
Because if they cancel the game, they can just, work on something else. Maybe take what they did with that game and then, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but like reappropriate. Yes.
Okay.
Reappropriate the stuff that they did already to something else, maybe an original IP or I don't know. But yeah, it's bad. This is bad. Fuck EA, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck video games. No, I love video games.
What? What the heck?
What the hell?
No, don't fuck video games. We love.
No, don't fuck video games. I'm just ranting.
I know, he's pissed. Forgive him. Forgive him, people. He's upset.
I'm upset. Yes, this is not good news.
Rightfully so. This is definitely bad news. I don't know.
I will say that other game, the Captain America Black Panther game, needs to deliver. Then, if they're canceling games like this, then I hope that game is really great.
Yeah, I do too, because it looks really good.
It looks good, but looks aren't everything.
That is true. All right. I mean, that's all we got for the show, for all the news.
All right. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, remember you can like and comment and subscribe if you wanna help us out. If you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you can share us, rate us 5 stars, please. Yeah, share us everywhere, your friends and your family and everyone who you think would be interested. Also in the description is our sponsors. You can click them and save some money off of subscriptions, purchases from NordVPN, W Energy, and Starforge PCs. And if you help them, they'll help us, and we'll be very grateful. That being said, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
There's